What's up, guys? Welcome to VHP Engines. So, today's topic, something that I've been asked several times now for quite a while, is the copper spray and/or in general head gasket sealant. It's one of those things that I've never used, never planned to use. I probably still plan not to use, but I figured I'd touch on it anyway. I did a little digging on it to see exactly what's up with it, and, all the good shit about it. And at first I thought about, this being the follow-up video to the, what's that shit called? The B20 LSV conversion. Simply because of the fact that I have noticed that around the coolant side, or where all the coolant ports and shit and all the sensors and plugs, transmission side of the head, that the conversions I've always done have always leaked a little bit. Just always seeped a little oil. And when I made that video the other day, the B20 video, somebody did point out to me, you forgot that one thing about that plug. And I'll admit, I didn't forget it. I honestly just never paid attention to it. Didn't know. Because I've always seen how the conversions work. I've never really gone through and done a guide myself to, read somebody else's guide or all that shit to see about, plugging that hole. The hole on the head is about I'd say about yay big, maybe a tad bigger. I think it's about that size. And that is the original oil feed hole that would run from the block to the head to feed the oil for VTEC. Now, of course, if you're using a B18, the non-VTEC block, or the B20 non-VTEC block, of course non-VTEC for B20, but if you're using those blocks don't have that oil port built into it. So if you leave that port open, it's going to be sitting on the block, and the oil is going to be there. It's got nowhere to go. I mean, for the most part, the block itself is going to plug it, but because the block there's no gasket there to stop that, it's just going to seep out. I'm fairly certain that that's the reason why I have that oil leak there all the time. So I was going to say that I would definitely use the copper head gasket spray from now on the LSV B20V to stop that oil leak. But now I'm seeing that that's probably not going to really be the case. And as far as if I'm going to start buying LSV Tech kits and shit from Golden Eagle so that way I have that plug, probably not. The oil leak there, while it's persistent and annoying, is nowhere near enough to cause any kind of failure. So I don't know. Will I take the effort in the future to do that to the heads? Meh. I don't know. I guess it really just depends on how I'm feeling when I'm doing it. I've said several times that maybe the shit that I do here isn't 100% proper, but I've still never caused any major failures. And I still don't believe that would. It's just annoying to have a fresh build that's really clean and pretty, have a leak oil. So I will recommend you guys do it. I'm not going to say that I'm going to 100% do it. Now, as far as the spray goes, aside from that, I think that it's not a bad thing to use. I guess if you use it properly, you make sure it's tacky when you put it on. It doesn't overseep into the cylinders itself. Because the last thing I would want would be that you have this sealant that hardens on the head gasket. You squish it down on the block, and then that shit just flows over into the cylinders and cakes up on the top of the cylinder for your piston to be rubbing and grinding on, and that would be nasty, and I could see that potentially causing a problem. So if you're going to use it, make sure you follow the instructions very carefully and use it properly so as not to fuck up your shit. Other than that, though, I think that it could be a helpful thing, especially if you're not machining your block. It's not a guaranteed 100% flat surface. Then it's not necessarily a bad thing. But again, like I said about the plug, it's not something I see myself using, just because of the fact that it would make me more nervous to have any kind of seepage into the cylinders than anything else. And the only thing I would even consider before really would be on the LSV B20V, which I just said I don't think is really going to make a difference because of where the oil's coming from. Yeah, so that's really, a quick take on it. If you feel the need to use it, just make sure you use it carefully and properly. It's not a requirement to put a new head gasket on. Honestly, if you're worried about your shit being a little fucked up, crooked or whatnot, then you need to be using a straight edge anyway to make sure that you have a level enough surface to properly mate and seal the head gasket. Alright guys, that was a short video. Oh, but before I end it, you know, I wanted to make sure I talked about the video first before I start giving an update from the channel in general. And the other night I had a live stream. For you guys that are clicking it now, you're not going to see any comments there. And there was actually 13 people that tuned in and watched at 3 o'clock in the morning. And we all had a decently long conversation. If you can see, the stream was over an hour long. And there were several times where I was going to leave, but the conversation would keep going, so I didn't. There is no audio. So with that being said, it seems like there's just an hour of me sitting there typing. I was actually talking to guys from the channel, but doing some Google searching, it turns out that YouTube does not keep the live stream in the comments. I always assumed that the comments I was reading on other people's live streams were what was being said during the stream, but it's not. The live stream chat and the comments are two very separate things. When the live stream ends, the comments take over, and there's only 2 comments on there. So it wasn't an hour of nothing going on. There was plenty of stuff happening and being said. It's just that you can't see it if you weren't there during the live stream. And because you can't hear the video, you don't know what the fuck I was talking about with these guys. So there's nothing to respond to from there because you don't know what I was saying. I thought I might have a mic around here buried in the house somewhere, but I haven't found one yet. And I probably don't. Last time I had one years ago when I was playing Warcraft still. I'm just gonna have to buy one. I'll probably buy one the next day or so, or probably this weekend when I'm off. But I am looking towards doing the next live stream, maybe Sunday, probably Sunday, and probably Sunday night. And if you guys want to chime in on what times would be, you know, what times you'd like to see in your time zone or whatnot, just let me know. The live stream thing was pretty fun. It wasn't that difficult to do. In the end, it wasn't. I figured out how to do it. And I'm actually thinking of, if it hits, if I can get at least 50 people that are down to do this or down to participate in the live stream, then I'm thinking I can do this as often as even maybe once a week or twice a week. Or not twice a week, twice a month or once a week, depending on how popular the live stream shit gets. And I could either go in, well, this live stream I have for the 1K subs is going to have plenty of shit that I'm going to talk about with you guys. But what I could do, if I do a more frequent live stream, I could probably do like a Q&A type session, because I know that I repeat a lot that I fucking hate repeat questions. And I hate repeat questions because I have to type it out individually to everybody, or I have to, you know, redirect somebody to a video all the time. But if I'm doing a live Q&A and I can speak to you as you're asking me the question, that saves me a lot of typing. And that'll make it a little easier on me. So I guess the things that you want to, questions that you want to hold on to, maybe we could do a weekly thing, or maybe I can just have a different topic, and that's how I'll do like news updates. Instead of doing like little news videos that most people don't really fucking watch, I can do a live stream, so that way I can update you guys and answer questions at the same time. Weigh in on that, guys. Let me know. Like, a lot of the shit I do, especially recently, is based on feedback I'm getting from you guys. So let's keep the channel going. You got a lot of you guys hit me up with keep the channel going. So help me help you guys. We want more content here. You guys got to interact with me and help me out too. The comments, you know, feed the video flow. Even if I don't pick your fucking idea, I may not pick your idea this time, and I may not pick your idea when you say it, but I may, you know, get that same question again and again from other people, like the head gasket, like this gasket topic, which I had absolutely no intent on making a video for, and eventually it comes up if enough people ask for it. And with that being said too, I know that I'm aware that there are some questions that have been asked multiple times by people, and I haven't done it yet. And that's just because I haven't felt comfortable with doing it yet. Like cams. I have been planning on doing a camshaft video for a long time. The main thing that's held me back is I'm not a cam genius. Now, I know the different levels of cams and what their purpose is and what they do and how to get them to function properly, but I still don't feel like I know enough about every single type of cam out there. And honestly, when a lot of people ask me cam questions, my answer is just going to be like GSR. If you're talking B series, it's GSR. If you're, you know, because GSR is just below Type R. the difference between GSR and Type R isn't huge, and GSR are way more affordable than Type R because that R badge gives so much more to it, in expense wise, when you can get a GSR set for $50 to $100. So that's why I always recommend GSR. It's good on your pockets, and the difference between power you're going to make between GSR and Type R aren't that big. And a lot of times when a lot of aftermarket cams, like their first stages and aftermarket cams, are just copies off the Type Rs, which is why a lot of times I don't recommend aftermarket cams. That, and on top of that, if you do go with an aftermarket cam that's really aggressive, you're gonna have to redo your entire valve train, and a lot of times it's not. I don't think the gains there are big enough to talk about it. And that'll segue into another question I've got. Somebody mentioned one time. Oh, when I was talking about the H22, the H2B video, I said it wasn't worthwhile doing, for if you're going to go boost because you can do this. And somebody came in there and was like, oh, this head flows like that and flows like this, and it'll be better to do that. And I'm like, in general, nothing is going to be exactly the same. You can take the same exact engine, line them up next to each other, have the same exact mods, and still make different power because nothing is 100% the same. So when I say stuff like that, like it's gonna make the same power regardless and cheaper, I mean like what's the the real benefits of doing that mod when you can do this one or this engine swap and make similar to the same power for less, and so that's the same thing with the cams. Like why go really aggressive when you have to do all kinds of supporting mods to go with it when you can make similar power with an OEM that you don't have to worry about your valve train being upgraded. And I have one more thing I wanted to say, and I've distracted myself. Fuck. Oh, D-Series. That's another thing I get a lot of time. I still get a lot of D-Series questions, even though I have that D-Series video out there, and I've talked about it a whole bunch of times. If you ask me about D-Series cam upgrade, I'm also going to say it's not worth it. I'm not saying that you won't get any power gains out of it, just that the money you're going to spend for that upgrade to get very little power is not worthwhile. I just recently watched a video where this guy had built the fucking single cam to the dick. Like I always say this happens. Built it to the dick, fucking busy this, busy that, and fucking 14 some compression, and it made like 156 wheel horsepower. Fuck you, D-Series and A. Don't do it. It's bad. Anyway, yep, I know this fucking half of this video was just me talking about random shit. I will make sure that I annotate that in the timestamps. So that way you can separate. You can know to stop watching. If you are new to the channel, or if you're new to the video and you came here just to see about the copper spray or whatnot, then I'll just make sure that you'll know that conversation stops earlier. If you are new to the channel and this is your first video, go down below, click on VHP Engines, check out the videos. I have a whole bunch. A whole bunch there, all automotive talk, mainly Honda right now, because that's just what I do. And if you see some helpful shit in there, or you find anything you get some enjoyment out of, I hope you stick around, decide to subscribe. If you do decide to subscribe, click the bell at the bottom to make sure you are notified when I get new videos put up. And if you like the video, got anything out of this, then I appreciate you leaving a thumbs up. All those help the channel grow. And all my social media shit is in the description below. If you have a question or just want to say what's up, feel free to hit me up down there. But if you are going to ask me a tech question, just know that I'm most likely going to redirect you to one of the 100+ videos I have that I've already talked about. Not because I'm trying to brush you off, but just because I don't want to talk about the same shit every day over and over again. That's why I made the video. Alright, so thanks you guys for watching, and peace.